Previously in Stormkastid episode 17, Marta talked about her husband's work as a youth pastor, that she enjoyed traveling, that he was the kind of a man who always made things right. She died in his arms. Dun dun dun!
Oh yeah! Big Studio Production presents Stormkastid from Kastið featuring Olsen. And don't forget Marta. Today we talk about
Alpha Stories Part 2.
Alpha Stories Part 2.
We're back. Another week, another day. Feels like forever since we started our last stories and our success we had with that. Oh, the fame and fortune we got, we did not expect this. Marta looked sadly out the window, thinking about how everything has changed. Now we're not anymore just normal people. We are famous people. We are writers.
Sad.
Are you a joker?
Yes. Okay, so shall we just start right away, or do you want to say something before
A small introduction.
Yeah.
This is gonna be Olsen's werewolf story.
No, Alpha Story.
Alpha story. Sorry. Didn't mean to say werewolf story.
This is a three-parter we're doing.
This is part 2, so people know.
Part 2 or 3. Make sure to listen to part 1. That was a
And subscribe.
great story.
And part 3
Subscribe.
next week.
And what more? Olsen has poured his soul, his sweat and tears and blood to this story, and maybe some other bodily fluids, but let's not get there. Olsen, take it away.
Yeah, I won't beat Marta's story, but let's do this, okay?
We all know that Olsen wrote this story while rubbing his abs in the night.
I'm so ripped, I know, guys. Okay, I'm putting the mic down to
You're
Marta.
not gonna hold it?
Because
Also, you have to send me some pictures of your
So that
ripped
you can-
abs.
You can get close and be like...
yeah, because if you want to talk, then you have to come close to me, okay? Are you ready? Are you ready, guys? I'm just sitting out here in a comfy sofa and I'm getting comfortable. As you can hear, it's not farting noises. So let's begin.
Very close to the microphone.
Yes. So the story name is The Alpha in the Night. Written by Olsen. I took a deep breath. This had to be done. No turning back. I can do it. I pressed record. The music starts. Oh yeah! Big Studio Productions presents. Yeah! Beast Kastið from Kastið featuring Luna. Today we talk about my story! I shouted to the mic. Welcome back, friends, enemies, and other. Yes, finally, I will tell y'all my story about how I ended up here behind the mic. So let's jump right into it. Let's jump right into it. 1 year ago, where all this insanity called life happened. I was 17 at that time, and I was called Sophie. I was raised in a broken family. My father passed away when I was born. It was a heart attack, the doctor told my mom. But I always knew she blamed me for this. But she never told me, but she always looked at me that way. Nothing I did was never good enough. And then she got remarried to a man that liked to hurt me. He punched me and slapped me a lot, and my mom never did anything. Just stared at me like a husk of a woman, with nothing behind her eyes. I had to get away from this treatment, so one night I ran away to a friend of mine who lived in another town, where I started my new life, and I got a job at an old movie theater where I sold tickets, served and cleaned. It was a good gig and fun, and I had many friends there. We were like the kids from the Breakfast Club, all from all walks of life. Together it was our place, our home, away from other places. Some places are not perfect, but others are. But this was our home. It was perfect for a while, until one stormy night. It was a Saturday evening, and the storm Luna was going hard on the town. Streets were flooded, and the trains could not keep up with the rain. Due to the storm, I was alone working the evening shift, because who would come to a showing at 9 in the night? In a crazy storm, I thought to myself. Well, I was wrong. We were showing the movie Howling in the Night. It was 15 minutes until the show started, and no one was here yet. And I thought to myself, yes! This would be an easy shift. But then, as I was waiting in the ticket booth, where the rain and the wind kept pounding on the glass window, I was staring out of the window when I saw a figure in the distance walking closer. At first it looked like a one person, but soon I realized it was a group of 8 men. They came and bought tickets to the show, and they went in. They all looked very fit and muscular.
What is this story, Olsen?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I've been trying to not laugh this whole time.
Okay. Oh.
Maybe it's also just the way you say it or you tell it.
I know.
You can laugh.
You can laugh. It's okay to do. The time moved slowly. There were only 2 minutes until we'd close the ticket booths and start the show when he came. A young 20-something man, drenched in water, so you could see his muscular body through the shirt when he came to me and asked for 1 ticket. He had a deep voice and he smelled so good. I just stared at him blankly until he asked again. Then I snapped back to reality and gave him the ticket and asked, You must be all soaked up. We have some clothes in the Lost and Found if you want to dry your clothes while you're watching the movie. He nodded, and I took him to the Lost and Found. You can find something here. I have to go to start the movie. Will be right back. I ran to the projector room, but I felt his eyes following me. I started the movie and went back to him. There he stood, shirtless, getting dressed in some old ragged jeans. His body was so ripped, and the perfect amount of chest hairs. He was still wet, so I grabbed some napkins to give him. Unfortunately, we don't have any towels here, but I have some napkins you can use to dry up, I said awkwardly when trying to look away from him. I was blushing so hard. Thank you, he said, while using the napkins rubbing his chiseled abs.
Are you only going to be talking about his abs? There's nothing else.
It's getting there.
His muscular abs, his soaked abs, his ripped abs.
His body glistens in the neon lights coming from the confection stands. What brings a girls like you to a work like this? He said while putting on his t-shirt. You should not be here, he said, staring deeply into my eyes. All I could say was, why do you smell so good? No, I mean, why would I not work here? I felt so awkward, and I blushed so hard. He was still staring at me, and a small grin came to his face. You don't have to blush. It's the pheromones, and you also smell so good, he said, still staring deeply into my eyes, without even blinking. My name is Husky. What about you, mate? I mean you, he said awkwardly. My name is Sophie. Husky is such an interesting name, I said. Well, my human name used to be Chris. Have you thought about changing your name to maybe Luna? Your human name? I thought to myself, but I did not say it. But all of a sudden, I heard a loud howling noise coming from the auditorium. Stay here, he said loudly and pushed me away. Hide! This is not how... No, sorry, I jumped to a wrong card there. This is not how you treat a lady, I shouted at him when he rushed into the auditorium.
That is not how you treat a lady.
I love that she all of a sudden had an accent.
I know.
That is not how you treat a lady.
Oh, I can move them out. I followed and tried to open the door to the auditorium, but they were locked. I put the keys in, but it did not work. Weird, I thought to myself. I heard a lot of rumble coming from the room, so I ran out to the projector room and peeked out of the projector window. I saw Husky standing in front of the screen with bloody hands and one of the guys lying motionless on the screen stage in front of him. Husky shouted, okay. I'm preparing my voice to say this. Does any other pack member want to fight this alpha? Or should it be the alpha himself, Romulus? Come and fight with me. Husky the alpha of the woodland Husky the alpha of the woodland tribe. The woodland tribe? You mean the dead tribe? Romulus said tauntingly. We all can see your inner wolf wants to come out and play, he said. Inner wolf? I thought to myself. Oh, sorry, I got a Facebook message. What do they mean that they are alphas? I'm so confused, I thought. Romulus said, very well, do it, and jumped onto the stage. Are you ready? Husky said. BAM! Romulus punched Husky in the face and he fell down. The others from Romulus' pack came up to the stage and all started kicking him. I was so shocked to see this all happening, so I accidentally pushed a film roll on the floor and a loud noise came. Clunk, 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 clunk. They stopped kicking Husky and looked up to the projector room. Romulus started sniffing in the air, and the others did as well. I smell someone in the projector room. Back! Get her! Romulus said. How did he know I was female? I thought to myself, running to the projector room door and opened it. BAM! I woke up on the stage next to Husky on the floor. Look what we have here, guys. A young woman. What will we do with her? Said Romulus. Maybe kill her because she has seen too much, he said. Oh, okay. I'm now getting confused because there's so many monologues here. I'm just figuring out which person is saying what. Don't you dare to do that, you pathetic man, I said while I stood up to Romulus. The other in his pack looked at her alpha. Romulus slapped me in the face, so I fell down facing Husky. He opened up his eyes. His dark green eyes glowed in the dark theater room. He stood up and said, You should not have slapped my mate. His face started to contort, and he started to get hairy and even more muscular. Romulus and the other from the pack started to back away when... To read further, please download the Stormy Stories app and subscribe for only $5.99 or for a yearly plan for $6.99 for a year. Thank you and goodbye.
Damn, that's a good offer. $6.99 a year?
I know.
Woo.
Oh, I'm sweating.
Amazing. Amazing.
I thoroughly enjoyed that story.
Me too.
Yeah, I went a whole different way.
A whole different
Definitely
way.
did.
I'm not connected.
He can't hear you. Did they tell a secret?
No, I'm back.
He's back.
I think you're gonna listen to it back and you're gonna say, "Oh my god, why was I so loud?" You were probably clipping
It was,
a lot.
yeah, it was crazy in the audacity. It was like, you'll have to look at it later. It was crazy.
It has to be like, people have to get like suspense and be like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, I think Patricia is dead right now.
Yeah, so what do you think, guys?
It was
I think
very interesting.
you had a missed opportunity of saying how his abs turned hairy, and his hairy abs were even more muscular than before.
Yeah, I decided not to get too drowned up in the abs. I didn't want to think. I was only thinking about his abs.
Even though
there are other body parts
I know.
you can think of.
Yeah, I thought for a moment it was turning 13 Reasons Why, because she worked at a movie theater and she was recording a tape.
Oh yeah, the podcast.
I was like, yes, I loved that. I loved that aspect of it, that she was in the Beast cast.
So meta.
Yeah, it was very meta. It was amazing.
I had
surprisingly, a lot of this was actually very similar to these werewolves alpha stories. Like
I had a hard time following the story. It was just everything was just so ridiculous, and I just couldn't stop laughing.
I loved Why do you smell so good? No. that was very when that came on, I thought it was gonna turn into a hentai.
It's relatable to the young kids.
I guess.
I was trying to be related.
It's the pheromones.
But there
You
was
also smell nice.
yes. If someone would say that to me when I was working, I'd be like, okay, bye.
Thank you, next.
And especially when he was like, what are you doing here? It's like, I'm working.
What are you doing here?
I'm working in a place like this.
I know.
But there was
What's
one
a girl
line
like you doing in a place like this?
in the story that was it's in another alpha story, but I don't remember. It was pretty early in the story. I don't remember what it was. Show me. I will find it.
I put everything big letters so I could see everything.
So, Marta told us that
Yes,
you wrote this story while naked on your bed, rubbing your abs.
Yes, my chiseled abs.
Your chiseled abs.
Reminding me how the feeling was. I was going to describe the feeling, but it was too much, so I had to cut it down.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
She
said so. She's going to say
the
something.
one that was like, my father passed away when I was born. It was a heart attack, the doctor told my mom, but I always knew that she blamed me for it. That was very much like these stories. There's one story, like the whole storyline is the dad blaming the daughter because the mother died. And
No, but it's
always
even
said,
more ridiculous because the dad died when she was born.
I didn't want to be the cliche of the mom dying.
Yeah.
I had to switch it.
Yeah, I also didn't want to go for the cliche of the mom dying. That's why I killed the dad.
Dad never gets killed enough.
Yeah.
Disney.
Dads don't get killed enough in stories. That's what I always say.
Yes.
Where's the dad death? I asked to myself. Yeah. So how do you think Kastið will continue the story? Marta, you can start.
I think that he will kill the guys in the movie theater.
Romulus and his gang.
Yes. He will kill them like pow, 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 like bang. I think he will kill them, and then they have to run away because the other packs hear, or the other tribes hear about this, and they also want to kill him. So he asks her to come with him and run away, and she says yes. Because she can feel something inside when she looks into his eyes and at his abs. And
Straight into his abs.
and they steal a boat and run away.
That's a twist I did not expect.
in the storm, you know?
Yeah. In the storm with Luna.
Yes. They get stuck in they run away on a boat in the storm, and everything is crazy, and they almost die, and but then the next day it's very calm, and they have a romantic morning.
Ooh, yeah. What were you going to say about Luna, Diddy?
Yes.
I was going to say one line in the story that I felt was very strange.
Have you thought about changing your name to Luna?
Yeah,
Sophie sucks.
Of course.
That's such a human name.
Yeah, because the alphas are always like so also demanding. They also want them to do stuff. That's what I remembered from Marta's descriptions.
Yes.
That's
They're
true.
Pushy.
Alphas are alphas. They're not betas.
Yeah, true. I wish I was an alpha. I'm just a theta.
I'm just a sheep.
So how do you think the story would continue, Diddy?
Also, and I have to say, I have no idea what the storyline is. Like I was just so distracted by. I was mesmerized by everything that I couldn't follow the storyline.
You
All
were
of a
just
sudden,
thinking about the abs.
I was just thinking about the abs and the rest of his body, his bulging muscles, and
And you were just being upset that he didn't make the chest more hairy.
exactly. And then all of a sudden he's in the movie theater, like in the auditorium, as you said.
Yeah.
And he's fighting some other gang, and
As
I
if
have no
it's a
idea.
school.
I have no idea what the other gang is. Is someone called Romulus? Who is Romulus?
The alpha of the other gang.
Marta got it.
What other gang?
The other guys who
8
came with
guys.
the theater.
But they were just watching a movie, right?
No, they were fighting.
They're there to fight.
They
I'm
went
here
there
to
to
watch
watch a
movies and
movie,
fight.
but he came there to fight
he
them.
came to fight them, did he? Come on, Marta, you said.
He could smell them. The pheromones.
Yes.
Don't choke me, Daddy.
Oof. I have no idea how the story is going to continue.
Yes,
It was. I felt some parts were very rushed, especially in the beginning.
I had to change the story because the alpha didn't come until the third of the rest of the story. So I was like, yikes! I have to put him in somewhere else.
My approach was just like, oh well, I haven't got to the alpha part. I haven't even got to the werewolf part. Well, I'll just get to it in the end, and like, there's no alpha in the story.
No, it was more sexual. I would say the description.
It was very sexual.
I like that he got. She offered him clothes from Lost and Found, and I like that. Like,
why are there so many
did
clothes
he come
in
there
Lost
for
and
a
Found?
fight, or did he come there to watch a movie? Because if he was fighting, why would he change clothes?
Exactly.
Why did he buy a ticket?
Yeah.
Because he's a gentleman.
Oh, he's a gentleman with very big muscles and throbbing abs.
Bulge.
And
Bulging
also
abs,
explain to
hairy
us why
abs.
the husky has green eyes.
Because blue eyes are so norm in probably all these stories. Always the blue eyes
they
or
always
brown.
they always have grey and brown
Yeah,
eyes.
that's so lame.
They never have blue eyes. That's
And
why
dark-
I went with blue.
Dark green is so different and unique.
Olsen, you would
But
be a
that's
perfect
not a
werewolf.
husky.
Oh. Yikes.
Brown eyes, deep brown eyes.
Oh yeah, good.
There's big abs.
The bulging abs.
Perfectly hairy.
Yikes.
Marta's laughter was the best part about that sentence.
Because she's blushing.
Yes, I'm blushing so hard.
Oh,
Why
you
do
smell
you
so
smell
good,
so
Olsen.
good?
But there would have been a twist in the story. I already made the twist that they were half siblings.
Yikes.
no.
But
says
I know. But still,
Well, I
love
guess
conquers everything.
That's what's popular nowadays, Olsen.
I know.
yeah, when I let Patricia read my story ahead, like I told you guys, and she was like, at the end, she was like, please don't tell me that Leon is her mate. Which is her stepbrother.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of a good twist.
Ew.
You can say ew, yours would be grosser because they're half siblings.
Yeah, but then it turns out it was his twin brother. Like the father had a twin brother, and they're not as much related.
That doesn't even make sense.
I know.
What? What?
I don't even know.
Okay.
Did you say their fathers were twins?
yeah.
And therefore they would be less related than...
No, less-ish. They're not like the same father. Come on.
So they're cousins
yeah.
instead of siblings.
Identical twins or...
Identical
I mean, they could still have the same mother, so they would be cousins and have siblings.
Because he sees the picture and he's like, father.
Father.
And then his dramatic
And
backstory.
he rips his shirt off, and
Tight shirt.
his abs are throbbing. His bulging hairy abs are throbbing.
Yes.
True, because
As he hyperventilates, looking at the picture. This is my father.
And his abs are
I've been
shiny
searching
because
for
he
him.
had oiled them down because he just had a massage right before that moment.
he just put baby lotion on his body.
So, Olsen, how would this story have continued?
Okay, yes. It will start like continue. He of course beats up Romulus and all that, but Romulus does not die. They think he has died, but he's still alive. They run away and like they start to know each other, of course. And then she shows him a picture of her father, and he was like, "Father, this is my father." And she's like, "How can it be?" And then they go to her mother, and she tells them the story of the twin brothers, and they both died on the same night as well. And Romulus killed them both.
Both from a heart attack.
The doctor said it was heart attack, but it was something else, I guess. I haven't thought about it yet.
I also like that the mom was the one that told them that Romulus was the one that killed the father, but she also blamed the daughter for the heart attack that had.
She's crazy.
But it would actually make more sense than that she blamed the daughter, because maybe Romulus killed him because of the daughter. So it could be like, why is she blaming me if he had a heart attack? But she blamed her because...
Save it, Marta, save it.
Yes, I've saved your story.
Oof, this was high tension.
This took a different turn than Marta's story.
Yeah, I'm now trying to think where your story will go.
Yes, we're ready for your Shakespearean shit.
He'll probably be so peachy. He's like, they touched each other's ankles, and I blushed. He saw my ankles, and I was like, no,
not my ankles.
We need some medieval music.
Yeah. So, do we have more to say in this one? This could be a short episode. That's okay.
We need 30 minutes.
Okay, we need 30 minutes. So talk about the weather. How's the weather there? No.
We have to talk about the story. So, Marta had some art for her story.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts about artwork for your story?
Rain, and
rain,
he is standing like in the rain, drenched in water in his clothes, and you can see his ripped body through the shirt. And where she is lying underneath him, like holding his legs, like, and in the background are like a lot of like men, like angry.
I know the perfect picture.
Marta is finding the picture.
I thought you were gonna say, you remember at my wedding, you took a picture with your sister where you were standing beside each other. I thought it would be that
picture.
Oh yeah,
I thought it would be like that, but the two siblings.
True. That's also a good picture. A picture of me.
Maybe with some like ephemeral werewolves,
but he would be human.
Werewolf figures as well.
Because he's not ripped enough on this picture. But you can send Diddy this, so he will know.
I will send you my interpretation of artwork for.
Shame.
Oh.
Again. This is not that difficult.
Every episode.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I have to put a bleep noise now.
Here we go. For the people... Oh, you burped at me.
You said my name.
It's a really ripped wolf. He even has kind of green eyes.
Oh, yeah.
He does.
And he has really big hands.
Oh,
huge claws.
Huge
you
claws.
can see a little bit of his pecs, but you can't see the abs, sadly.
Sadly, she's covering it.
And there's a full moon behind him. They're standing in some water, and there's a girl standing in front of him,
deep water.
holding a knife for some reason. And she is in a tiny white dress, like a sleeping gown kind of dress. And she's dripping in water. And she has a tattoo on her arm, a tribal tattoo. But he is in a tribe.
But his tribe is done.
Tribe.
A tribe. But yeah, it's not what Olsen envisioned, but it was also sent to me by Patricia.
She is a fan of these stories, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the one thing also.
Or is she the writer?
Ooh. There would also be a backstory also what happened to his tribe. That was also a big plot point in the story.
And what was it?
I haven't thought about it yet.
He just knows there's going to be a twist.
There's always has to be. All my stories I write, there's always a twist in it.
Yeah, you're actually pretty good at twist. You're a
Twisty
regular
person.
Olsen M. Shyamalan.
Olsen Shyamalan.
Olsen, that's why I always said you're pretty good at dancing. Your twists are top notch.
Oh! Thank you. I finally heard this from you. My heart started beating when Alpha said to me, my dance moves were so great. So I think. Okay, I think we just are gonna end this episode here.
Olsen's hearts.
Yes.
Not hearts. Olsen's heart beats to his true love's name.
Yikes. But yeah, so thank you for listening, guys, to this episode of Kastið, Stormkastid.
And tune in next time for Ditti's medieval story. It's probably not medieval, but I have decided it is.
It's not medieval at all.
They have a vet in the medieval times.
Yes.
So stay tuned. And please.
For the most disappointing story.
No.
Oh, it started so good when you read for us. Okay.
Yeah, it was. We were shocked last time. If you listen to the podcast for the rest of the time after you left, we're just talking about how shocked we are. And our biggest fan, Patricia, came to me after she listened to it, and she was like, "What the fuck? Why is Diddy so good at this?" So
number one fan,
we all
Patricia.
have high expectations.
Shit. Some say high hopes.
Yes. Okay. Bye-bye. Well, see you all next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.